microphone check. Here I am, 1, 2. What is this? It's gonna be a fun live here. Welcome, welcome. You're not here yet, but if you're watching the replay, you're getting it live up front and center. I'm getting together with Lissa from Raw Food Romance here in the next few minutes, and we're gonna be talking all things soups, cozy soups, salads, maybe not salads, chilies, stews, curries, and more. Oh, hey, there's Lissa right now. Excited for you to jump in and excited for everyone to be joining in. Wow, the numbers are just bumping up. So we're going to have a lot of fun stuff to talk about, but we are also really excited to answer questions. Here we go there. Oh, thanks for the waves. Oh, LOLs. Yeah, I'll be scrolling back and looking at questions. So if anyone has any fun stuff. Hey, Lissa, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, check us out. Both of us tie-dyes. This is awesome.
Tie-dye. I made this at the Woodstock Fruit Festival.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it's all about, right?
Totally, totally. Awesome.
I wish I made a whole bunch more, actually. I've made, I think, 3 shirts there, and one of them I ended up giving away to my brother from another mother, Brian Calby from The Farm of Life, because he commented on it so much. He kind of has this thing. He's like, I really like that shirt. And he'll mention it a few times, then I'll just be like, have the shirt, you know, like, it looks good on you, you know? So I've tried to kind of live by that motto. If someone really likes something of mine, then give it away, but don't get any fancy ideas, guys, if you're like looking at my skateboard or like something else, you know?
Right? Totally. I know. I wish I made more too.
Next time.
I thrifted it from the Goodwill. It was a white hoodie, and I used it for the whole year.
This looks super awesome. Have you washed it much? Like, the colors are staying really good in there.
Yeah, I haven't washed it much, but
it looks awesome. I really like tie-dye. I have a couple in my repertoire.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, if people don't know, you know, the Woodstock Fruit Festival is planned to be going on this summer, and you can get $100 off with my code BANANA or your code. You probably have a code too, I'm guessing.
I think it's Raw Food Romance.
There we go. So Banana Raw Food Romance, if you've never been there before, it's supposed to be the 10th year going on. I'm out here in Sweden. I don't know for 100% sure if I'll be able to make it with all the crazy regulations and stuff going on, but the intention's there, and it's the festival of the year. So just wanted to throw that out there since we're talking Woodstock and all that stuff. And, you know, we're part of the plant-based bundle right now, which is really exciting, which I would have been smart to put it in my link, but I'm not going to do typing stuff like that now. But you can go to either of our profiles and get the plant-based bundle, which is amazing, over 95 books, which we both have stuff in there, right?
Yes, yes, you have your pizza book. Oh,
I do. I didn't, you know, I didn't plan on it, but yeah, I got lazy. Didn't want to make a new book. I was like, I don't have the time to make a new book. Here's the pizza book. But I want to talk about your book because you have a new amazing book, and you've been extra prolific, which isn't just the name of an amazing rap group. It's basically who you are. Tell us about your book that's in the bundle, because you actually have 3, but the newest one. Let's talk about the newest one. Lissa's soups, curries, chilies, and soups, curries, and chilies.
Soups,
right?
Curries, and chilies. You're right.
There we go.
Yeah. So I wanted to make the book specifically for launching this bundle. So I was like, oh my gosh, we have to make the soup book, and it's a book that I've wanted to make for years. And it's nice to have the bundles as kind of like a light the fire under your butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So yeah, I created the soup book with ideas because that's probably one of the top things that you and I both get asked is how to do raw in cold climates, how to things. I miss my soups, I miss my stews, I miss my curries, but it's totally possible to do them on a raw diet. And I thought might as well compile a whole bunch of recipes into one book. I know I didn't get everything in there. Like there's some
you got a lot in there. How many? There's like 140 recipes, isn't there?
There's I think there's 77.
77, okay.
But yes.
The burger book is 144, but 77, that's a lot of recipes. I mean, most people, they rotate 5 recipes, you know, that's like, those are their favorites. So between like 77 recipes, you're going to be able to find dozens of favorites. I've already found a few, and I've been looking through your book and your hubby's book, Dude Food, which I'm really excited to make. I think I'm going to make his pulled fork tomorrow. I'm pretty damn excited for that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I was gonna make it tonight. But then Camilla, she's away right now, and I messaged her and was like, "Are you interested in some pulled pork?" And she's like, "Yes." So delayed for tomorrow. Delayed for tomorrow.
That's a fun one. That one is fun. And yeah, we have a question, low fat or no fat. There are a lot of no fat and low fat recipes in there. And the ones that are, I labeled them low fat, and then I labeled them creamy if they had, because I didn't want to say high fat, because it's not like they're massively high fat, but they just have nuts or seeds added to make them a little creamier. But you could always just like split the fat in half and use zucchini or and thawed cauliflower works really good as a replacement. So, you can alter the recipes to whatever you desire. They're just ideas.
Just play with them. Just play. I had your cozy cabbage yesterday, which was really, really delicious, and it was really cool too because someone commented like, "Is there fat in that? What's going on there?" And because it's nice and creamy, like it's not like creamy like a bisque or something, but it's like, but it has some cream to it, and it had like a tablespoon of chia was the only fat in there, right? But made it perfect. Like it made it like, because oftentimes like when I think of chia, it's jelly, but when you have it in your soup like that, holy cow, it was like perfect.
Yeah, totally right. And also in the creamier ones, like a potato leek style of
the no potato.
No potato. When you made potato soup back in the day, it kind of had that like creamy, I don't know, that texture that was
almost creamy, starchy, like a little bit, right? Like
psyllium husk. A teaspoon is all you need.
I like psyllium, and then you just get the best psyllium poos ever. Like you ever like, just the best. I mean, there's a big reason why it's the main ingredient in Metamucil, and it's helps people who don't get fiber in their diets, but it also does help with fiber, texture and stuff like that in so many recipes.
Yeah,
it's funny too. It's funny too because, like you're saying, a lot of people with raw foods in winter and cold climates and stuff like that, they ask often. One of the more common questions I get is like doesn't the cold food like hurt your teeth, or don't you like the cold? I never eat cold food unless I'm eating ice cream, from the Ice Cream King. Like, what about you?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I don't do the cold food. All of our produce, except for berries, pretty much, are kept on the counter. So it's all at winter, unless obviously we're freezing stuff for an ice cream. But that's like its own category. It doesn't count.
No. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I almost treat the fridge as like last call. It's like when something's so ripe and I know I can't quite get to it, like let's say it's nectarines or maybe even tomatoes, which I know you shouldn't put tomatoes in the fridge, but if I bought a case and they got a little bit squishy and I'm not going to just go tomato soup all day, I throw them in the fridge. But I'm really stoked. Camilla and I actually just bought I think it was almost $100, kind of an investment here. We got this new rack, new fruit rack that has 4 levels, really big. I'm figuring we'll fit about 2.5, 3 cases worth of produce. And it's beside our other fruit shelf. So I've slowly transformed this from being the 2 fruit bowl kitchen to shelves and new shelves and storage rooms sliding out. And, it's what it takes, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Depending where you live.
I know when Nate and I move, we're going to rent for the first little bit, and then we're going to look for a place to buy because we want to buy a place so we can get rid of the stove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Build a little shelf so we can put our dehydrators in there so we can just pull them out and have stove
instead of the microwave, a perfect dehydrator, or instead of the stove, a perfect dehydrator shelf and
extra counters. Oh my god.
So is that going to be in Vegas? Are you thinking about buying in Vegas? Yeah.
Thinking about it, yeah. We want to live there, rent for right now, and just kind of check out the area and see what's cool, where we really resonate with. But we're thinking either Vegas or in Arizona, somewhere near Sedona, sorta.
Darn, that's tough. That's tough. I'm excited for you guys to explore both. Have you been to Sedona before?
No, not yet.
No?
We're really go.
It's pretty fun. I mean, I've only been there once for a Raw Living Expo. It was really cool, though. And Vegas I've been many times, but it was more when I was a drunkard and crazy. And in fact, maybe this isn't the right place to say this, but I don't think I've ever went to Vegas without being chased out of Vegas. That was another lifetime ago, and it wasn't me. It was the friends I was with. I always went there with crazy company, and
right.
yeah, I won't go down that. We won't go down that road right now. We won't go down that road right now.
So, yeah, I feel like with Vegas, we've spent a lot of like special times there, and the desert is our draw. That's like the number one desert, the heat. We're gonna lay out the make a lot of vitamin D, and yeah, just.
That sounds so nice. It sounds so nice. It's funny, like I'm here in Sweden. I love it. You know, I really love Sweden. The one thing that's kind of funny is it's kind of like where I came from, Saskatchewan, where you're familiar with as well.
Yeah.
But it's like a mellower version of it in terms of the temperature. So like in Saskatoon, consistently plus 30, minus 30, plus 40, minus 40 on the occasion, occasionally minus 60. You know, like it's crazy there. Here, it's more consistently like plus 20 is kind of the higher. It gets a little higher sometimes, but like 15, 20, and then kind of the same in the winter, like minus 10 to minus 20 is kind of cold. Like 20 is cold. So it's milder. But I was talking with my friend. He's like, he's suntanning right now. And he was suntanning today, and it was like plus 10. And I was like, I ain't suntanning plus 10, man. I'm sorry. Like, I'll go outside and I'll be like shirtless skateboarding and moving, but I'm not going to lay there. Like, maybe I'm a wuss. I don't know. But Arizona heat, that sounds way better.
Right. Yeah, totally. I know. So excited. And I'm also excited because one of my ultimate goals is to make one of your pizzas in the sun. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I want to see that. Now, are you thinking like straight up, like you get a rock and you put it on the hot rock, or are you thinking of creating a solar dehydrator, or both?
I think I might make a combination of both, like just kind of like a something that can keep the bugs out or any little, but otherwise like totally just in nature. I want nature to make it.
That's awesome. Sun-fired foods like Eris, you know? Oh. Now, I got to tell you something. I don't know. You'll have loads of produce there. And actually talking to John Kohler, because, you know, like he actually drives out to LA, I think every week or two, because the markets there are just the best. Like the cheapest wholesale market in the world almost is in LA. And it's not that far. You know, it's a couple hours, I think 3-hour drive, depending on how fast you go. But yeah, he goes often. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe you guys will want to team up and do some trips, or, you know, take turns taking trips, because you can get such cheap stuff. But all of that to say, papayas and mangoes, oh my God. Have you ever taken papayas and just partially dehydrated, just so that it's not wet on the outside? It just forms a skin on the outside. Like you put it on a hot rock for an hour in the sun. You ever done that?
I have not done that. I'm going to have to. But I do remember one time I had some mangoes and they were in my car. I went for a photo shoot. It was like dead of summer. And I had the mangoes on my seat, the front passenger seat. And it was like 35 degrees out or something. And when I got in to have those mangoes, they were so good. Just like sun-warmed. Oh my gosh. Some of the best ones.
Fruit, hey? Like a warm, juicy peach or a warm mango. Like, I mean, I've had sometimes where I've had like a cold watermelon on a hot day, and that's been nice. But, you know, like warm and juicy, it's pretty freaking good.
So good. I know, right? And see, that's the thing with the warm food, right? Mm-hmm. Because we don't eat cold stuff, and we use our fridge just to keep things fresh. But when you get out of the fridge, let it get to room temperature and make your room temperature salad, make your temperature smoothie. I actually really like, a lot of people will make their smoothie with frozen fruit and frozen bananas and stuff. And then when they have their smoothie, there's cold inside. But I like the cold in my mouth, but not in my body. So if you make this with room temperature fruit and add ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No, I 1000% agree. And like, it's funny, I actually recently watched a review on a video where someone was having a frozen smoothie and they were like torturing themselves. They weren't even enjoying it. And it's like, you know, it doesn't make much sense. When you're making ice cream, you know, like stuff like that on occasion, and you melt it in your mouth rather than just like snaking down frozen globs, you know, like it's better for you. You know, it's kind of crazy. But eating frozen food, like actually swallowing frozen bits, it harms your microbiome. It actually is hard on the intrinsic factor, which is responsible for B12 to some degree and some other fun stuff. But we don't want to be swallowing frozen stuff anyway. But
Exactly. Or even way too hot stuff.
yes,
right? Damage the cells in your esophagus and all kinds of other things. So, yay!
Yeah, yay for room. I mean, isn't it funny though? Because like that does come up a lot of like common people, like, you know, like, oh, like I don't like cold fruit. Like, okay, we'll put it on the counter. Like, oh, like I couldn't give up hot food, and it's like most people I know who get used to this, they really prefer room temperature, like slightly above, you know, for maybe some soups or a curry or a pizza or something, just a little above. But I don't know if you've had the experience, but like I've had a cooked meal since going raw, you know, and burnt my mouth, or like just been like, this is too hot. I don't like it. Like I never liked hot food. Like,
neither did I.
Room temperature warm for the win. That's what I'm saying.
The win, totally. Yeah, room temperature is by far the best.
Yeah,
and
ginger.
I felt like when I would make soup back in the day, or tea was another one. You just like let it sit for hours, off, and then forget about it.
It's crazy. Like you get like the Timmy's back in Canada, because my parents and my niece and stuff, they'd always go through there, and occasionally I get a tea. You have to wait a half hour. It's like so hot, like it'll scold you. It's crazy. I don't really get the appeal, unless it's like, again, if it's like minus 40 and you're like outside. You know, there was one period of time when I was working outside minus 40 while I was raw, and I'd make hot chocolates that were pretty steamy hot. But yeah, room temperature is the way. So with your soups though, because you got soups, you got the stews, curries, chilies. What's your favorite way to heat them? And you know, do you have a few ways, or what do you utilize?
I love the Vitamix. That's my favorite, because if you take the frozen ingredients, and the reason them obviously to make them softer, but if people don't have a freezer or don't have that ability, you can still use them regular. It'll just be really crunchy.
Crunchy's fun.
Yeah, after they come out of the freezer, I like to put them in the dehydrator to marinate, because then they warm up. And then soup base is warmed in the Vitamix or a high-speed blender. If your blender warms stuff up, then that's a perfect blender to use. And I would say, you can have a food thermometer as well if you really want to geek out on it. Use a thermometer. But I just do it until it's warm to the touch. Like, say you were at a lake and you dipped your hand in the water, or like a little warm pool of water from the sunshine. That's kind of the warmth that I look for. And then you immediately eat it, because it cools off pretty fast. But another tip too is to put your bowl that you're going to put the soup in the dehydrator for about
15 minutes.
Because then the bowl warms up and they're not cold. So that's another tip too. I have also put the soup, like if I had some extra in the fridge overnight because there was too much, if I put it in a bowl and put the whole bowl in the dehydrator, it takes a lot longer to warm up, but it's another option.
It works though. Yeah, I've done that with curries or with a few stews and stuff, and it's pretty damn tasty that way. No, totally. When you dip your hand in there to taste it, do you just like dip your whole hand and kind of like Pooh Bear, kind of come bring it, like how? Just go for it.
Like a cat, no.
Yeah, the best nourishment for the hair and the skin, right? Especially smoothies, maybe smoothies, but I usually don't blend my smoothies till they're hot. You know, it's kind of crazy. I just saw this yesterday, because Johnny Juicer, who's a part of the bundle too, he was doing a giveaway for a Tri-Best vacuum blender, which I've never actually used before, but they look really dang cool. The only reason I bring it up, besides just to plug Johnny, and I shouldn't be plugging Tri-Best, I'm an affiliate for Vitamix. I don't know what I'm doing here. But the cool thing that they did have was on the side of the container, they actually had a little thing kind of similar to the beer cans that tell you if it's cold, but it's a thing on the side that actually tells you when the temperature inside the container gets above, I think it was, I don't know if it was 110 or 115, but it's somewhere in there, then it changes color, so you can tell if you're actually blending it past that time or past that temperature, you know, for the hardcores there.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I want that now.
Pretty crazy, right?
That would be like, that would take away any guesswork as to if it's like raw, legit,
Yeah.
not right? Like so good. Oh my goodness, that's
I'd probably
epic.
still just put it on full till it was steaming. Just billowing out. No, I'm joking. I like it when it's like I can touch it and I'm not like screaming, and obviously not even like, oh my god, but like just a little warm enough that it's above skin temperature. I see a lot of people asking things here and there. Do you want to dive into some fun in the comments here? Oh my gosh. Sure. Chris, how dare you put your tomatoes in the fridge? I know. Oh my gosh, some leftover pizza.
Leftover. Oh my god, so good.
Is that all you have left over? Is that the end?
We made 4 pizzas, and they only fit like 4 slices per container. There's like 4 other containers in the fridge.
I swear I try and do the same thing, and I've seen you doing it too. Like basically, you make at least double what I'm going to eat. Sometimes I end up going crazy though. Sometimes I eat a pizza to myself. One time I ate 2 pizzas to myself. I super piggied out.
Oh yeah, and then you're like, whoa. Anyone who ever says that raw doesn't fill them up haven't had the pizzas, or even the chili or curries. Those are like filling.
So hearty foods. Yeah, hearty foods. Let's see. Let's swipe back real quick. I'm going all the way to the beginning. If you see anything that jumps out to you, you jump right into it. Because I went too far.
We had somebody. Is the pizza book in the past raw bundle? No, the pizza book is in current bundle. Each bundle that you ever see will always be its own unique offer. So each one has its own stuff, its own offer, and the bundles don't kind of intermix with each other. So it's just if you like this bundle, then you can grab this bundle. But it will be the past bundle, and neither is the soup book. The soup book wasn't in the past bundle because it didn't exist. So
no, brand new. So the key phrase there is if it has a different title to the name of the bundle, it's a different bundle.
Yep.
Oh, nice shirt, bro. Thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Different.
Huh?
Even our bundle's going to be completely different next time.
That is true, and if you guys didn't know, Lissa and I actually came together and lit the fire under like 60 raw foodists to create the ultimate raw vegan bundle, which that's not going on right now. We're talking about the plant-based bundle, but indeed we came together with that one, and the next one will be sometime later in the year, maybe when snow's flying. I don't know, sometime around then, right? But maybe, we don't know. But anyways, we have no idea. Somewhere next year, 2030, but it'll be totally different from the last one.
This live will be on Chris IGTV, for those who are wondering. It will be there.
Yes.
Let's see.
Oh, stoked. You did purchase the bundle Urban Brosibur. Hopefully you do enjoy it. Says it's amazing. It's just a tip for everyone else out there. I'm feeling incredibly shameless here. Oh, there we go. Yeah. We already said the no fat, low fat.
Yep.
Hello again from Germany. Oh, is psyllium gluten-free? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gluten-free. So your pizzas are gluten-free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Unless you choose to put wheat in it, but I wouldn't recommend that. Oh, God. I almost messed something up. Hi from Texas. Hello, Texas.
Texas. Hello.
Yes. Oh, you already answered that, too. The live will be saved. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ginger.
Ginger.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of people are asking. They're excited. Did you guys miss out on the beginning? You're like, I don't know. Like, we got to go back. Yeah, you're going to be able to go back. Trust me. We're entertaining, so you're going to want to. Do you guys use skincare? How about you? Do you use skincare?
I do use skincare. I go for a monthly facial at the spa. They use Ebooks Organics.
Yeah.
And when we went the very first time, we said, so nothing with beeswax or honey or any animal product. So most of the
But
stuff,
fish, right?
Uh-huh.
But fish, right?
But fish, right?
But fish, right? I mean, sorry, I just had to. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, like we were like nothing. So they went through the website and they picked all of the vegan products from Eminence. So I use Eminence and I also use Alginist, which
Oh,
is a vegan collagen
yeah.
skin cream.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that's what I use. And I
Cool.
don't do my every night like I should, but I do it quite a few times a week. What about you? Do you?
You're fancier than me. If I'm feeling a little pink from the sun, or if I'm feeling a little scaly because I'm a lizard. No, I'm not really a lizard. But if I'm feeling a little scaly, then I'll actually use coconut oil. And my favorite is actually coconut oil with a drip of thieves oil, but it smells like a ginger snap cookie, but that's just more to smell like a ginger snap cookie than anything else, you know?
Love
Um,
it.
I do that. And I have rubbed an avocado on my face, and sometimes like mango gets around my face, you know. But I occasionally use soap. Um,
That's so awesome. But hey, you know, it really comes down to just moisturizing the skin. And it's better to do it from the inside out. And everything else is just fun, right?
I got a frog in my throat, but it's not a frog; it's a mango.
The mango.
Oh,
Maha Bohemian is asking, guys, can you explain exactly what's in the bundle?
yeah,
Definitely check the link in the bio, and you can see everything that's in the bundle for yourself. You can go and
yeah,
scroll through over 90 things in there. So definitely worth going there and just scroll through and see everything. Anything that you see on there is included in the bundle for $50. So
exactly. It's like if we were to actually explain everything that was in there, it'd probably take almost an hour. You know, I mean, unless we just literally said the names of the book and then like tried to say one thing, you know. But like, there's so much in there. It's crazy. Over 95, ranging from raw vegan to fitness to yoga to mindfulness. There's courses. There's even like a 5-month course, a 1-month yoga membership. It's pretty damn ridiculous. And I didn't get the exact number, but I think it's over 12 or 13 like all raw books, or almost very close to all raw. And then there's another bunch that are high raw, and then there's a bunch that are vegan that probably still have some raw recipes in there, right? And meal plans. There's so much. And then I mean, there's your book we've been talking about, the soup, stews, curries, and chilies. There's my Frickin' Rawson Pizza. There's your raw journaling book, Frickin' Rawson Pizza in the House. There's also your meal plan number 3. There's
yeah.
Nate's Dude Food. There's Nate's Nice Cream book, the Inside Scoop. There's plant. Oh God, there's so many. I mean, that's just from between us, you know. Like
I know
it's crazy.
I added it up
Yeah.
between books and Nate's 2 books and your pizza book. It's like 160. It's almost $160 worth of content just from us 3,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, the whole bundle is worth over $4,200. You know, it's like for $50, it's pretty ludicrous. I think pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Let's just. Yeah, we are wearing tie dyes. Thank you.
Tie dye, Chris.
I didn't. We didn't plan this, right?
Planet. I was in the
No.
I was in the dress and I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna wear that today.
Yeah, that's. I was just wearing my my onesie, my ape onesie, and then I decided to do some laundry, and I was like, I'm gonna want to wear something. You know, I didn't want to be shirtless for our interview here. Maybe I'll do that later with Ben, but yeah. But baby bottle warm, test it on your wrist. That's good. I absolutely agree with that. Oh gosh, I think did I mess something up? Oh, we got a couple other. Ooh, we got some intense questions. Ooh, this is getting off topic. If every bundle is new, does that mean that for the next raw vegan bundle, you'll both be publishing new books? Yes, absolutely, new books in the next one. Yeah, and you're gonna have to wait for that. So
Yeah, there's gonna be some special stuff in there too. So, but shh.
absolutely. Hey, Spirit Doctor, what's up?
Spirit
Yeah, peace and light and love and fruit. No animals, just fish. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. This is a big one. Rebecca, what's your thoughts on the Kangen water machine? Is it worth the price? What do you use to purify your water? Here is Snooter.
Oh my goodness.
I'll share my opinion quick. I And if you want to, you can too. You don't have to.
It's
But
the same opinion as yours, Chris. Let's
probably we're pretty dang similar in almost everything, you know. Yeah, you know, I've known about Kangen for a long time. My friend got back into it in like at least 11, 12 years ago when it was first coming out from Japan. And Japan's been into ionized alkaline water for a long, long time. I don't think it's worth it, especially if you're on a fruit-based raw food diet that's already, you know, massively alkaline. You can get too alkaline. It's not worth the money. I'd put the money on good quality fruit and vegetable instead, and instead either go for a distiller or a reverse osmosis, or source a spring, you know, in your area and get fresh spring water. There are some questionable things about the Kangen water, and I mean, myself too, it's one of those things where it's like the machine itself is probably worth about a quarter of what you'd pay for it, and the rest goes down to the downline kind of pyramid, which I'm usually just generally not super for, but I don't think it's worth it at all. And there are potential effects if you're drinking that alkaline water all the time on your microbiome and on your gut, which is controversial, but that's where I'm at. Yourself?
I have exactly the same thoughts as you. I know every time you say, I watch your stories, I was watching them before this live, and you were talking about stuff, and I'm like, Chris just has the exact same thoughts I do.
We're on the same brainwave.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell, right? We're jamming.
Right. Yeah, so I actually had one of those machines back in the day. Like, I would say probably around 7 or 8 years ago, I had a similar machine, and I didn't know anything different. I noticed that I was drinking more water.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people notice of drinking more water, but I don't buy into it, and I won't buy one. I agree with you, distilled or reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is my favorite. Spring water. Yeah.
It's less energy intensive, it's less time consuming, less cleaning, like it's almost as pure as distilled, but it's you can get really damn good RO units and like countertop ones instead of turning on your distiller every single night. And
right.
it's a lot. The one thing I would say though is, I mean, when I'm at my friend's house, who he bought it, and he was like all about it for a long time, and then all of a sudden he saw something else. He's like, okay, I'm not about it anymore, but he still uses it. If he gives me a glass, I'm definitely going to have it. I'm not going to be like, oh God, but I would spend the $4,000 on it, you know. And realistically, if I was to use it, like if I had tons of cash, I would be more interested in using it for the acid water that is the runoff, for cleaning, you know, even for like, you know, acid water under the pits and stuff like that. It's a better cleaner on your skin, and it's good for the skin, good for cleaning tough spots and, you know, bacterial kind of funky stuff around the house. And so that's what I use it more for.
Certain plants as well, like the runoff plant stuff. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I agree with you. It's not the, I don't know, be all end all of water. But yeah.
Do we want to continue answering these people's questions, or do we just want to cut them off and go into a total different tangent? What do you want to do?
We could I think there's only one left, but Rebecca, what are your thoughts on spirulina, mulberries, turmeric, and superfoods?
Ooh, super.
Foods. Well, I personally feel like all foods are superfoods, and it's the variety in the diet, because the more variety we have, the stronger our gut microbiomes become. And but yeah, I think superfood is just a marketing technique, because blueberries are a superfood, but they're not marketed as, because blueberries are everywhere. It's not like it's something, or raspberries even considered a superfood. Spinach considered a superfood. So,
it's super. Why aren't we giving it the super tag, right? Like,
he's super.
That's a superfood. I think so. You're super. I'm super.
Right? Yeah, so I mean, spirulina here and there. Sometimes we'll add it to an ice cream to make it green. We'll add it to whatever. I don't know. Like, we don't do it every day. We do daily greens boost, but not every day. Like, we'll just have it here and there sometimes, whatever. But it's not like we add it because we're looking for all these things. And I feel like a lot of people add stuff to their diet to get the benefits from it, but they don't focus on taking things out of their diet.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Like,
the truth.
yeah, add this, but don't worry about the other stuff, right?
Yeah. So much more. It's about taking away, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can take away until you just have like a couple handfuls of whole foods. You're gonna be doing pretty darn good if you change it throughout the season, But, but instead of just adding like 90 things into every single smoothie. I totally agree with you. I think it is kind of more marketing, and that's kind of what a lot of it came into, is like when there was foods that are not really readily available in all places or were not marketed in all places, but they knew they could, because of that, monopolize on it and offer it in a way that requires some processing generally. You can package it and then put a price tag on it. I think that's the advent of superfoods, especially, cacao is kind of the big one that broke into that kind of scene. And most superfoods, they really like, they focus in on one nutrient, like, oh my God, it's like so good in this. It's like, we're not looking for the rocket ship of one specific nutrient. We're looking for like well-rounded nutrition. And, I'm not demonizing and saying they can't be a good part of a healthy diet, but I wouldn't be paying 4x the price per gram or per kilo or per calorie for a superfood instead of getting, like a way less expensive whole food that is going to be really dang nutritious, and I don't know. Another thing I always think is like, if you're buying it because you think you should or because it's like nutrient, but you don't really enjoy it, then I think you're just wasting your time and money. If you buy it and you genuinely love it, like mulberries on this list, I love mulberries. Like if I could be in a mulberry tree right now, I would be. I wouldn't even be talking to you. I'm sorry to say, if there was a mulberry tree, I'd be in it right now. Like, they are so good. But I'm not gonna pay 9 times the price for mulberries compared to dates because mulberries are superfood. Turmeric's great.
Exactly. I completely agree. And yeah, on the whole one nutrient thing, like getting too focused on that and not focused on the whole foods. And because I know a lot of those powders they take the fiber out.
Yeah.
So you're not getting one of the most important nutrients in the human diet is fiber for our good microbiome.
Fiber's good. Fiber's a good one. Fiber's a good one. And spirulina, I do want to mention spirulina. When I was in Bali, I went to a spirulina farm. I actually have a video on it on my YouTube channel, and it was really cool. And when I could get the fresh spirulina, it was crazy. Like I got a brick of fresh spirulina that was still wet, and like it was the texture and similar taste of cream cheese with a hint of spirulina.
Hey.
Crazy and super good. And then I bought a whole bunch of spirulina crunchies from this Bali spirulina. I have no affiliate or anything like that, but homie there is good spirulina. That's actually what I have here because Camilla went to Bali too. But they had these crunchies that were like, I saw the whole place. It was really cool. Like they pushed the fresh spirulina through like a spaghetti machine into these noodles and cut the little noodles and then dehydrated them into little teeny it almost looked like chicken noodle soup noodles, little crisps. And some of them, they mixed them with a bit of curry powder and made like curry spirulina crisps. I went a little bit hardcore on those for a while. And definitely spirulina is, super nutrient dense. It's like crazy nutrient dense, crazy high in protein. But one thing that a lot of people aren't aware of and some people misrepresent is that it does contain B12 analogs. So if you're supplementing B12, you want to take spirulina and B12 on separate days because that'll ensure that you're actually absorbing the B12, and don't want to be taking spirulina with your B12 at the same time, then you're just clogging up your receptor sites. But I'm the same. I enjoy spirulina, but I've gone years without it, and then occasionally I see it, I'm like, sure, let's go for this, or in an occasional recipe. I love it in bananas. It's pretty damn tasty with bananas. But
bananas. I remember when I was in Costa Rica visiting Jack.
Yeah.
Every lunch had banana, plantain, kale, spirulina smoothies, and they were good. Oh my goodness.
That's good. Yeah, that's the one thing though you got to watch out for. If you're taking it in all the time, it can hinder your B12 absorption. So that's the only thing I definitely want to mention there. Who does?
Last time we had spirulina, I think it was when we made the nice cream book. We made a spirulina nice cream. I think that's the last time we had it. Actually,
I've had it a bunch recently because I'm trying to use up some some green powders that are getting nearer to the place where they're getting expiry here. And so I'm smashing back the last of the spirulina, which is really, I'm enjoying it. But I haven't had, before that, I don't think I had spirulina since my good buddy Jakey Ironmonger hooked me up with some spirulina because he's a spirulina man. Who does the yoga classes? I don't really understand that question.
I think they're talking about the bundle. It's Blondie. Yeah.
Yes, you're smart.
Oh, yeah, the bundle.
I mean, I do yoga classes too, but yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, it's Anna Blondie Yoga. She's got a 1 month free, and her stuff is so cool. I really like doing her yoga classes. Where's the list? If you're talking about the list of everything that's in the bundle, you can go to Chris's page and click the link in his bio, or on my page.
Or your page.
Or my page.
Yeah, and if you're watching this afterwards, then it'll probably just be in the comments below, or not the comments, in the description below. And if you're watching it on YouTube, because I'm probably going to save this and put it on YouTube too, then it's in the description below there too. So this is going to be a fun one to answer, and I think your answer will be different than mine. What do you use to clean the nooks and crannies inside the Excalibur Dehydrator, or also the ones inside the trays? I usually just crank the temperature and just let it crisp on there, and don't do anything. But occasionally I do like put it in the sink, kind of, and like scrub it with like a brush, but that's about it.
You let it get crusty? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, we clean ours.
You clean it? That's weird.
Yeah. You know what I like to do? Actually, the very, very bottom tray, put a Teflon sheet on the bottom tray, and we use spoons to kind of hold the Teflon sheet, because otherwise it blows up. But we put that down if we're doing things like kale chips or whatever, that stuff that drips, so we don't have to worry about the drippage.
Yeah,
but
that's a good tip. Yeah. Absolutely. I often actually I usually store all of my Teflon sheets, because they're the thin. I have the thin ones underneath, like right in the very bottom. Now I have a truth question for you. Have you ever, after a while, taken that Teflon sheet out and had like almost like a drip fruit roll up that you then peeled off and tasted?
I have not, but I have thought.
Me neither. That's gross.
Have you done that? You've actually done that.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, for the crumbs and stuff, just water works. Water and a scrub brush. Yep, nothing
from
special.
Ireland. Oh, vegan surfer. You're surfing in Ireland. You're brave. That's so awesome. I want to do that.
Our freeze considered raw vegan. I had them for the first time the other day, and they taste awesome, but I don't know anything about the actual freeze-dry process. I personally would consider them raw. They're just devoid of all water, so you're going to need to hydrate a lot when you do freeze-dried.
Yeah, and actually, sorry, go ahead.
John Kohler does too. He's really into the freeze-dried.
Yeah, he is, and I know that the like it's kind of funny, right? It's like considered raw, like is that the defining factor? You know, like is that the most important thing, or is like the amount of damage that is done to it? You know, is that more important, right? Because there are situations where raw food can actually be, you know, the nutrients can be damaged more than some lightly cooked foods. And in the case of frozen foods or freeze-dried foods, like there's very, very minimal nutrient damage. You know, it's pretty amazing. So it's, I mean, we would all probably agree fresh is best, but you know, when we're having some party foods, you know, frozen, dehydrated, freeze-dried, all fun, all fair game. And if it's not fun or fair game to you, then that's great for you.
Totally right. And freeze-dried for hiking too, because it's so light and you can take it as long as you're staying hydrated. It's good for certain situations for sure. But
absolutely. John Kohler freeze-dries his salads and stuff and has them as like, I remember I was at the Canada Fruit Fest. He's like, dude, check this out. And we're talking, John's awesome. And he's like, check this out. And he had like a bag full of dehydrated salad. And it was like his old salad that had some like fermented stuff in there too. And I had some, it was amazing. I wanted to steal it from him. I was going to like throw him in the ditch and take his stuff. He does some good stuff. But you know, if anyone else out here has ever, you know, had some or hasn't had some freeze dried stuff, you can get it from Miami Fruit. They have a freeze dryer. They do stuff like that because it's pretty expensive to buy your own. And I think you can actually get like 10% off with my code Banana or the Raw Advantage. You can try them both out. I don't know if you have a code for them too.
Might, but I don't remember it. They can use yours. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I don't get a kickback, but you do get a discount. And the reason I bring this up because if you get like a mix of freeze dried fruit and you put them in a cereal bowl and then you blend some bananas with some water to make banana milk, it is all natural Fruit Loops. It's like legit and it's crispy and delicious and
That's a good idea.
Real Fruit Loops. Real Fruit Loops, guys.
That is so cool. And now you're like sparking like the creativity in my mind. I'm like, I need a freeze dryer now, and I need to form them into little circles so that they fry into loops, and you could make cereal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that might be next level in the future where it's like instead of crappy, you know, wheat and sugar-based cereals, it's like legit because you could freeze dry these and put them in a vacuum seal. This is $1 million idea. If anyone comes out with freeze-dried Fruit Loops, I get 10%. This is copyright right now, this video. So if anyone comes out, it is 100% my idea. I was the only one who ever thought of it. And 10%. But legit, I mean, that could be the cereals of the future. It could be freeze-dried fruits and stuff like that. And, you know, I've always wanted to have, like, ready-made pizza crusts, you know, frozen. Because you can make the pizza crust and freeze them for, like, months, you know. So I was thinking... Even the pizzas. Have you ever made one of the frickin' Rawson pizzas and froze an entire pizza slice and then put it back on the dehydrator tray? It only takes an hour and a half to rehydrate. And I've had like pizzas that were sitting in my freezer for 2 months, and I was just like, bing, done. Like,
oh my gosh, that's a brilliant idea.
If I wasn't lazy and you know didn't want to work, then I'd consider actually trying to create like a deal. Actually, I was talking with Raw Food Central about trying to get my pizza crusts in through them to get them into Whole Foods, but it didn't really work. But that's a dream one day. So if anyone works at Whole Foods or anyone wants to run with this and I get a big percentage and we put my pizzas into Whole Foods or somewhere else that's ritzy so we can overcharge and I get a lot more money, then please do this, right?
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Just to like take it out of the freezer and pop it in the oven, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you can always I've gone to pizza places and been like, how much to buy your box? And they're like, and a pizza box, and they give me the pizza box for like free or $1, and then you can store them in the pizza box real easy, and then you can surprise friends with it and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Oh
It's
man.
fun. It's fun.
Look at you and your ideas. That's awesome.
Well, I think we're the same in that. I can tell when you're talking about it, like you had a soup chilies, stew curry book on your mind for a long period of time. Like I've often said, I have 15 years of plans out there. It's just actually getting down to it and doing it, right? And it's like, if you're a creative, then you always have things going on, and there's usually too many things to pick, and it just comes down to finding the time, space, energy, desire, fire under you, whatever it is, and all of a sudden you just go for it, right? But
that's like the journaling book, which is also in this bundle. That one I was up till 3 a.m. and it took only 5 or 6 days to write it. But I was like so focused on it. And I've been wanting to write that one also for like 3 or 4 years. Because I had the conversation with one of my clients, was coaching her like 4 years ago. And I asked her if she ever food journaled. And she's like, oh, that doesn't work, whatever. And I'm like, well, have you ever proactively food journaled? Like actually wrote down what you plan to have the next day? And she's like, no, I only ever wrote down what I ate. And sure, reflect on our day, but planning is the key to success. So instead of writing down write down what you want to have. And so that's why I wrote the food journal book. But again,
awesome. It's awesome. I kid you not. I think that food journal book could be like a standalone $100 product. Especially if there's a couple videos with it or something like that. A mini course or something. But it's amazing. I really think it's great, and I hadn't heard of that before either. The forward planning. It was kind of one of those kind of like mind, kind of like, oh, kind of cool. The same way that I'd heard affirmations and then afformations. It's a similar kind of concept, right? And so amazing. Just a subtle shift that totally makes a huge difference and turns it to being like, not just like recording it to like, here, I'm actively planning my future and getting it like, ahead of time. And I just love that. I think people are going to really, really enjoy that.
I agree.
I'm going to jump into some of these little questions again here. Spirit Doctor, Spirulina, bananas, dates, and water, or coconut water, freaking favorite smoothie. So damn good. Absolutely, 100%. Spirulina isn't good for some people. My girlfriend can't sleep when she takes it, and it screws her system and gives her some sort of anxiety. It's good to know those things about yourself and not do those things. Because a lot of people, they do a bunch of things that mess them up and they don't know what it is. So when you know what it is, when it's like that, it's like, boom, let's just avoid this. There's no need. Like spirulina, mulberries, turmeric, like those aren't foods you need. There is no one food everyone needs. Like somebody's allergic to everything. Like I've met people allergic to bananas or to apples or to mangoes or to jackfruit, or whatever it is, right? But it's like, okay, move on, right? Like if you're allergic to all those, that sucks. I'm sorry, but usually people aren't allergic to everything, and if they are, usually that takes time to get to that point, and they can reverse those because those are sensitivities rather than true allergies. So
yeah, and also just because it doesn't work for one person doesn't mean that it doesn't work for others. Like tomatoes, for example, that's a big one. There's some people who are really sensitive to tomatoes, and that's totally cool with them, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to eat 25 pounds of tomatoes a week.
Yeah, screw that. I'm gonna smash those tomatoes. And that's a perfect point. And a funny tangent. I love the tangents, but
Me too.
I had somebody nameless who was like so down on the Cavendish bananas, and because it was too hybridized and this and that, and their experience was that them and their kids had troubles with them. So they, on their soapbox, which everyone's soapbox is their own Instagram, is like,
Yeah.
Cavendish bananas are the devil, and anyone who eats them is horrible. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's very close to that. And I'm like, it's not like that for everyone. Like, it's good to know yourself, but not to project that onto absolutely everyone else. We are definitely more similar than different, but there are some differences that can be genetic or can be, just an allergy or can be a sensitivity. But all this to say, I love Cavendish bananas.
I love them too. I love them too. And also the microbiome, because we all have a very different microbiome. So if like some people can't do cabbage because they don't have the bacteria to digest the cabbage. But if you start, like we're talking like a teaspoon of cabbage and start to grow that, then you can slowly become unsensitive to cabbage, right?
Feed those dudes, dudette. Right?
Feed those dudes, right?
Feed the little dudes. You gotta feed the little dudes.
Right?
I'm excited to feed the little dudes with some pulled pork tomorrow. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be lots of fun. And I still want to make your chickpea soup, but I haven't yet. There's so many. Oh, comedian Chris, I'm feeling a little bit fun today. Cold but delish, man. Cold water heals you. I was just talking with a good friend of mine recently, and I mean, don't need to go into the Wim Hof style, but yeah, cold water, that's so invigorating. Oh gosh. You wanna dive into the sun-dried tomatoes one?
Sure, yeah. Why are sun-dried tomatoes from the store always so much better looking and much more tasty than when I make them myself in the dehydrator? Already the shape and color is so different. It depends on what tomato variety they're using, for one, but also most of the stuff in the store has sulfites in it to keep them bright red, or they add salt to them. So I want to make sure you read the ingredients. And I use Roma or cherry tomatoes to make cherry tomatoes. I feel make the best sun-dried tomatoes, but Romas are inexpensive, really easy to make. So yeah, but yeah, they because they want you to buy more, so they add salt and sulfites and sometimes even oil. Which yeah,
absolutely.
How do you guys do it? Raw? We just love it.
Yeah.
We love it. It's our lifestyle, it's our daily habit, it's our passion, and we enjoy it so much that we don't focus on feeling deprived or all the stuff that we can't have. Like we can eat we want. It's not that we're restricted. We have the ability. We can eat whatever we want, but we choose raw because we love raw and it's fun.
Yeah. Feels good. It's like it becomes just like, oh, did you breathe today? Yeah, I did. You know, like it helped me out. It feels good. You know, it's natural. Like it just takes some time to get to that point. And if you're ever tested, then you have the memory to think, was that worth it? No. Okay, I've done that hoopty like 20 times, 30 times. Anyone who's gained sufficiency or consistency with something has likely run up against a bunch of pitfalls and tripped and slipped and all these things over and over again. I know you have a long history that took you a while to get to the point where you're like just raw all the time, you know, and I had like a 5-year transition from like, you know, junk food crap to like high raw to all raw. And it's like, it just takes patience and eye on the prize and all the reasons in the world, right? They just continue to grow.
Exactly. And a lot of people I've noticed will be like, oh, I wish I could do it, but I just can't. But it's not about being 100% right off the bat, perfect, pure, perfect, all of this. It's about adding more raw every day until you get to the point where maybe you're eating all raw and that's what you love. But you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater and be like, well, I can't eat all raw, so I'm not even going to try, right?
Exactly.
So add more. It's about eating more and more and more raw every day.
Yeah. Doing what you want to do. I mean, if you end up all raw and that feels great, that's awesome. Most people I know that learn how to consistently do all raw and like do it in a way that is really sustainable feel the best doing that, you know, unless there's a social issue. That's the main reason that people who go from all raw to others is sometimes a social issue. And if you find more balance being high raw or more flexible raw, that's awesome too, right? You do what you want to do, you know, and don't let other people tell you what, you know, you have to be, right?
Exactly. 100%, Chris.
Boom.
Do you pizza in the Tupperware, or how do you do it? Pizza we made fresh the other night, and it's just in the fridge. It wasn't in the freezer, but yeah, it's look at this, you guys.
Which one is that one? Look
this
at that. It's like swimming.
It's swimming. Woo! Yeah, this is the buffalo one with the cauliflower buffalo, and then this is the buffalo sauce from the burger book. We made that.
Awesome. Oh God, the buffalo one is really damn good. You want to tease us by taking a bite, and I'll answer this other question.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna put more sauce on it too.
For freezing it, I put mine in Tupperware or in a pizza box. Is it good? I'll have some.
You know what? I have to be honest. The pizza is always 100% better the next day.
Yeah.
Always.
No, I agree. Like, I mean, I can't wait to the next day, so I'll eat it the first day, but and it's still damn good. But like second day pizza, it's like legit pizza, like, and not like okay pizza, like legit good pizza, right? Like.
Yep, next day. After it's been in the fridge for a little bit. And you guys can get the pizza book in the current bundle.
Yeah.
Like, yes. And the soup book. Just our books, my and your pizza book are $60.
Yeah.
Regular price. And the bundle is $50 and you get like 90 other things in it.
It's a no-brainer. Absolutely. I mean, even if you're just going for ours and a handful of other new ones or ones you haven't seen, you can't get a better deal. You know, like, I mean, it works out to less than 50 cents a book. It's pretty crazy. Oh, Enzyme, what's up, Dan? Dan's in the house.
Enzyme! Congratulations on your ebook as well. Enzyme just released his ebook.
Everyone should actually go check that out. I haven't had the chance to make any of the recipes yet, but I really want to make the corn dogs. He's got some of the most inventive raw vegan recipes I've seen.
I know. I want to make the Reuben with the white bread.
I was looking at that. He posted that today, and also, you know, I've had the pleasure of having some of his white bread, and it is really delicious because I went over to his family's pad in Saskatoon. He's a loc, you know, he's from Sask, but lives in BC. And yeah, it's pretty damn amazing. So I'm excited to dive into more of that myself.
Nice. We have a friend here that wants to say hi. Say hi.
Oh, hey.
Chris.
Hello. Meow. Meow, meow. My kitty's abandoned. Oh no, she's here. I wonder if we had both kitties up, if they would get like scared. We got a snooter here. Is that Chai?
This is Raja.
Oh hey Raja. This is Snooter. Hi Raja.
It's meow meow. It's a
Oh,
meow
she's
meow.
such a sweetheart. Do you know? I'm pretty darn certain. On Instagram, you can we can do over an hour now. Hey, before it was like an hour, you get cut off. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yep.
So we're just at that time. Time flies. It's crazy, right?
I know, right? Does your weight fluctuate during the year, during different seasons, or does it always more or less stay the same? We are human beings, and yes, weight fluctuates. It's just a normal part of life. For me, it depends on if I'm eating a little more fats or if I'm really sedentary. Like, I've been really sedentary working on bundles and new books and stuff, so I have been really sedentary. But we're human beings, right? It's going to fluctuate however it's going to fluctuate, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Me too. I mean, I usually don't fluctuate much more than about like 5 to 7 pounds, but that might be from like the summer when I'm super active and mostly eating juicy fruit, and the winter when I'm a little less active and I'm a little bit more focused on like weights or something like that, and eating a little bit more fat and just a little bit more hearty stews and stuff like that, and bananas, you know.
And 2 hours, you're not moving.
And what?
2 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, 2-hour baths per day. No.
Right? I know. I'm all into the 2-hour baths. The longer, the better.
I had at least an hour bath today for sure, and yeah, I've definitely had at least a 2-hour bath in the last week.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know. It's easy. It's easy when you have your phone in the bathtub.
Oh, it's kind of funny. In our bathtub, we have like a table that goes across the bathtub. So I have my water bottle because I sweat enough that I need to replenish while I'm in the bath. And I have my iPad and my phone because I'm usually watching something on my iPad and then also doing something on my phone. Or yeah, well, I'm a junkie.
Yep, I totally understand, and it's okay, Chris. It's okay.
Thank you for accepting me. Thanks.
Rebecca's full of the questions. I love it. She's really, see, the thing is, there is no such thing as a bad or stupid question.
Exactly.
They are all relevant, and because if somebody doesn't know something, then you should ask and find out.
Absolutely. That's the mantra for life.
He's gonna eat the rest of that pizza.
Hey, what's up, party people?
How you doing?
What's up, all y'all? We got a bunch of people in here. Check this out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Most fun part. You got that sauce.
That's legit when you have your own sauce bottle too. That's the best.
Right. We bought for the burger book. We had to make like I don't know, 40 sauces. So we have about 12 of these bottles. They were at the dollar store. We just bought a whole bunch.
They're so awesome, though. Is this your guys' first time having the Buffalo Ranch pizza?
Yes.
Yep.
It's hot.
Is it too spicy?
No, it's perfect because you know what's nice about certain things that are spicy. My mouth's watering as I'm talking. Is that you have to keep eating to stay cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I sometimes like to have my food like so hot that I'm crying while I'm eating it, and I can't stop. Otherwise, I will actually like be in pain and like complaining about life. I'm not recommending that, but that's my evil habit that I have.
Oh yeah.
Is that bad for my little dudes?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. Someone told me it was, and I was like, "You're silly."
Oh man, you know what? It stimulates circulation.
Yeah.
So it brings blood in and nutrients.
Yeah. They love it. They like to sweat.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, Chris, it's good to see you, bro. Love you, man.
You too, brother. Love you too, man. Excited to see you in the 3D sometime.
Yeah.
Yes, in the 3D, the 3D. Cool. Rebecca, can some of the gut dudes be gone forever if we ate junk food for too long, or will they always come back if we eat more fruits and veggies?
And antibiotics too.
And antibiotics as well. Something that is really interesting, fasting for long periods of time too can starve out certain strains, and once they're gone completely, they don't come back unless you reintroduce them. That's why fecal transplants are it's a new science. Like, they only do fecal transplants for certain cases right now, but I think with time it's going to be more popular. Like, they're going to use them for various other situations. But yeah, you can lose certain strains if they're not fed. They'll just die off. But I think that it's not as often, because there are still little ones that will still survive. Like, if you're only eating burgers with like one piece of lettuce, they're still going to be like, oh, there's still lettuce, right? But yeah, I think eventually.
And I don't know if you guys know this, and maybe it's possible I'm mistaken, but this is something I kind of looked up recently. But I do believe that we store some of our microbiota in the appendix. So if you still have your appendix, then it's like a storehouse for some of the microbiota, right?
That's really cool. That's a really good piece of information. I think also the whole gut microbiome science is so new. We're going to discover some pretty cool stuff in the coming years as it gets.
Absolutely. You want to hear a funny tangent?
Yes, please.
So the 80-10-10 farm in Hawaii, because there's an 80-10-10 farm.
No way.
And I'm slipping the name of it right now. I actually did a video on it. I'd have to look it up. But if you actually typed in like 80-10-10 farm Hawaii, then it'll pop up. Katie Crane's parents and Katie Crane and a bunch of other people. My friend Ian used to live there. I have a part of that. But before it was an 80-10-10 farm, it was actually a raw, non-vegan farm that had a bunch of stuff there. And I mean, this is now, it's been the 80-10-10 farm for, I believe, a decade or more. And it was probably for 20 years or 15 years. I'm slipping the name on it. I'm slipping the name on what it was called before. But the reason I bring it up, because I met a bunch of people who were still living there and some that weren't living there that had a part of the original farm there. Really cool cats. But they actually used to have fecal transplant parties there. Like, they would between each other just hang out. It'd be like fecal transplant party, and they'd get together and do it. It was pretty wild stuff. But the other thing that's even creepier, this is like some other kind of creepy, weird stuff that people used to do. They'd take a little bit of the fecal material, which I won't go into the actual doo-doo phrase, but they'd take a little bit of it and rub it on a piece of raw meat, put the raw meat in a jar, and let it ferment until the whole meat was covered in like a sort of fungus. And they'd eat a little bit of it and get very violently sick, but think that was a cleansing reaction and really like the peak of healthful.
Really?
No one do this, but that was legit what they did. It's pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh, the things have done in the past, right? Oh my goodness. But yeah, the fecal transplant thing, I think, has great potential for people who, especially people who have damaged their guts to the point where nothing digests properly. And I feel like SIBO is another one of those situations where, because there's very, very little fiber going through the colon, the bacteria just they want food, so they migrate up into the small intestine where they don't belong. And then when you start eating high fiber foods, they grow, and there's not enough space in there for them, and it gets painful and hurts. And yeah, it's a hard one to get rid of, SIBO.
Yeah, that is an intense one. And it's super unfortunate. It's like we can't undo the past. All we can do is work from where we are. And yeah, it's a tricky one. What about sweet potato? What context are we talking about? Some people, I know some people Have Your Already. She loves sweet potato, uses it in recipes and blends it into sauces and stuff like that. I don't really myself I have, but I don't really myself. How about you? Do you enjoy sweet potato?
Once in a while, if I'm creating a recipe that needs it, sometimes I will, but it's not, it's like a once every 2 years kind of a thing. But if I do use it, I like it spiralized or frozen. And but you know what? Really, the best one out of all of them is the yam. The yams, the best freezer. The sweet potatoes are still kind of rock hard.
Rubbery. Yeah.
Yep. So get this one. I don't know if you guys have teamed up before, but this is the first time I've seen you both together. You guys need to do your own regular show.
Well, you'll enjoy then we did a video a little while ago with Nate and Camilla, and it was all 4 of us, and that's on my YouTube channel as well, which is about an hour and a half of us talking like Star Trek, which may the fourth be with you.
Mm-hmm. And also with you.
Thank you. I raise up my water bottle to the heavens. But, yeah, speaking of water, you know, this is actually my favorite water bottle. It's called Purity. It's really damn good. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but I do have a friend who's an affiliate, Carlita. Maybe I'll put her in the show notes here. But best travel water bottle I've had, and I actually drink almost exclusively from this. Takes out almost everything, you know, even a little bit of the fluoride action, I believe, but not completely. But even like bacteria and like viruses, like you could actually put this in a stream that has bacteria in it and you'd be totally fine, or like in a lake. It's pretty amazing.
Very cool. Very cool. I like.
Just
Rebecca,
chilling.
your free recipe app. Yes. Get Chris's app.
Yeah, I'll put that in the show notes below too. Free app, 100+ free recipes and recipe videos, and that's been a fun one to share. Oh, I'll read this one to you. Lissa, I have all but the burger book of yours. I'm excited, but bummed out that your burger book is not in the current bundle. And apparently Mr. Rodriguez one. I'm not sure what that means. I don't want to piecemeal buy all your books. Are you going to offer any update to those, or have you purchased all your books so far? Well, I'm guessing, I mean, if she's bought everything but the burger book, then the best thing to do is just get the burger book, right? Because, I mean, otherwise you'd be getting a bundle with all your books.
Yeah, totally. I have all of my books currently in my e-store as single purchases. So if you wanted to grab the burger book, it's available in there. The thing is that this bundle is a completely different offer from the bundle. Every single bundle is its own unique offer. And in this bundle, I wanted to showcase my soup book and the last burger book. So if you want the burger book, it's totally available in my e-store. You can send me a direct message and I can send you the link to the store. Nothing's on sale right now until after the bundle. After the bundle, stuff's going on sale. So,
there we go. So save money by waiting, or if you can't wait, then just get it full price now.
Exactly.
Which is pretty damn awesome. And I can attest that your burger book is off the charts. I mean, all your books are off the charts. Let's see. Oh my God, this is the best. I've been watching YouTubes from Chris Kendall and Raw Food Romance all day on bed rest. Oh, well, blessed to have you here with us. And thank you very much for the love. True on Appendix. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's, you know, they used to think the Appendix did nothing and they just chop it out and take it away, but it is a storage house. Thank you for that confirmation. Storage house for the microbiota. So that's why sometimes too you could fast and stuff like that and still have a supply of the essentials and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, I think it's nice to eat and feed them. You know, feed those little dudes.
Everyone's loving the tie-dye. I love it. You guys are awesome.
Kananiki. That was it. Yes, Miss Dawn03. Thank you, Kananiki. Yes, indeed. That is the name of the 80-10-10 farm in Hawaii, which I visited. I have a video on it. It's really great. They have a row of jackfruit trees, like dozens of jackfruit, like thousands of pounds. Like they have so much. I've been climbing biraba trees out there, and you know, just an amazing place on the big island of Hawaii.
Oh,
have you been to Hawaii?
I have not. It's on my list of places to go because I really want to go. You know, eventually.
It's crazy, and I almost feel bad saying this, But Hawaii, I think, is the only place in the world I've ever went that immediately when I went there, like literally I landed, got off the plane, my body was like, I'm home. Like it was just like,
Aww.
it's crazy. Like more than home. Like it's the youngest place in the world. It's so fresh and so vibrant, and like every day there's a sprinkle of rain, and then it's like sunshine. You know, it's like, I mean, maybe not every day everywhere, but that's how it felt, and it's really nice. Expensive.
I that too. I actually have a friend here in Oregon who used to buy every single day. She used to buy a salad from our catering business when we had it every single day. She was like our most regular person. She's moving to Hawaii. As soon as they went there for a holiday, she's like, moving, and they're actually moving to Hawaii now. Like it's just incredible as soon as you go.
It is insane. Yeah, it's it's an insane one. I've been to most of the islands, not all of them, but yeah.
Aww. Vegan Jen Wilkes says, I have IBS and lactose intolerance. Not a baby cow. But anyways, eat more. That's a tough one because if you have all of these digestive issues, you kind of have to work with where you're at and slowly change over. It's not something that you can do overnight because not everyone can go raw overnight. That's kind of like I did it, but not everyone can, and we need to take our time with stuff.
A lot of times with IBS or with other digestive issues, what it really comes down to is really focusing in on those foods that don't give you issues, and really like, you know, simplicity in the short term, and then slowly introducing variety over the long term. But really, for a good portion of time, sticking with the foods that work really well. Like I worked with somebody who had colitis, another one who had Crohn's, and it's not the exact same, but in those circumstances, sometimes it's like just 1 to 3 meals that work good, and doing that for like weeks until there's enough healing going on that they can introduce something else and then continue from there. And there are other people, you know, that do specialize in that within the raw food scene too. I mean, that's not my speciality, but good to look out and reach for people like that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
both your partners, do you have many raw vegans in your life that you can share and eat raw meals with? I don't know one single other raw person, so I watch all your videos to hang out. Oh, that's why we do what we do, so we can hang out. Hey, Chris is a raw person in my life. We've eaten raw together before, and that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was one of the first times I shared my pizza. It wasn't this pizza, but it was that pizza. It was the OG pizza.
The OG with
the OG pizza.
Zucchini crust.
Yeah. You know, it's funny on that question. You know, like when I first went raw, there was very few raw foodists in the area where I was. Like I went to a festival and met Doug Graham and a couple other raw foodists, and you know, then I met one other raw foodist 2 weeks later, and then I didn't meet another raw foodist for over 2 years, like nowhere. So, and I mean, here, like my girlfriend eats a lot of raw food. Camilla, she eats a lot of raw food, but isn't a strict raw foodist. I have some friends that are kind of similar high raw foodists out here. But for me now, I mean, like I could care less what someone's eating beside me, to be honest. Like it doesn't make any difference to me at all, really. You know, I mean, there is a magic to being somewhere like Woodstock where everyone's on the exact same wavelength and you don't have to like explain anything at all, and you're both like everyone's high vibing on the same food. But it doesn't bring my mood down at all when someone's beside me eating their meal that they're enjoying and you know, walking their path. But it took me a while to get there. I used to twitch when I'd see people like food combining poorly, so I've come a long way.
I think we all have. I agree with you totally. We're doing the raw for ourselves, right? Other people aren't there yet. They're watching us. Yeah. So, and we are inspiring them just by our own choices and being really loving and compassionate and just like there for the person, because not everyone's going to be exactly the same. So just like enjoying the people for who they are and not because of what they eat. Yes, like you said, it's nice to go to a festival where everyone's on the same page, but that's not real life, right? We live in this world where not everyone eats the same, and that's okay. But yeah.
Not yet. Soon we're going to make it law. No. Something that I would actually add there that is kind of insight that I had at one point that kind of changed my paradigm. But you know, if you find yourself having a hard time around other people eating their foods and you're judging them, you know, which we all do at some points, it's a big indication that it's time to look at ourselves and what we're judging about ourselves. Because usually if you're judging outside yourself, it's because you judge yourself harshly. If you were to do those same behaviors and you're in a have to and should kind of mentality around your dietary approach. And it's beautiful to break free of that and to genuinely do what you want to do because you want to do it instead of because you think you should or you're bad if you don't, like we kind of talked about earlier. But
I love perspective. Yeah, so true. Nate's giving you the thumbs up.
Dropping knowledge bombs at an hour 22.
All right. Totally. What's next here? We've got, I want to eat raw food, but I can't. That's an interesting question or comment, because you can eat raw food.
Yeah.
There's no can't. There's always raw food everywhere. Are you referring to the fact that you can't do it 100%? And that's another thing. It's like we don't have to, right? It's not. It's about eating more and eating what you can, getting more in there. So, yeah.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Got to give my love to my homie, Pat Wells. If you're still in the house, brother, love you too. Let's see. Love you from Israel. Oh, thank you. Do you use castor oil for cleaning the body? I do not myself. Yourself? No.
No.
Inside, outside, upside down. I don't use castor oil. You two little goats are profound inspirations. I haven't been called a goat, and I appreciate it.
Yes. Greatest of all time, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge compliment. I also heard the appendix helped us digest bark and pith, something that is highly nutritious, but humans don't seem to eat anymore. Enzyme, if you create a bark and pith recipe book, I'll try it out.
I will too.
Can I do raw pizza with rehydrated corn? Rehydrated, so that'd be like dehydrated and rehydrated. I mean, I'm sure you could try it out. Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. You try it. If it works, it works.
I'm just gonna slam through these here because I got a half an hour till next live. Let's slam through a few of these. Huh? Do you too?
Yeah, coaching call at 1:00.
Oh God. Okay. I could be you two's grandmas. I made the shirt for my 4 small children in Tucson years ago, also in Oregon. Cool. I don't think I have enough pith or tree bark in my diet. I think you should go for it, Dan. Just try the pith and tree bark diet. You know, just maybe add a bit of moss in there.
Moss, for sure.
Somebody here, my New York birdie or New York buddy 8. Hello, I follow raw food and I've tried everything and cannot succeed at all. I want to start. What can I do? Because of Corona, I gain lots of weight. And in short, how you start eating. I'm just going to give a quick one here. Really what it comes down to is when you're hungry, go for fruit, the fruit you enjoy the absolute most in the quantities that feel the best in your body at present moment. And at any time, enjoy some greens with it. Definitely encourage slowly increasing the greens over the medium to long term. And and then try out some recipes and stuff like that to find recipes and stuff you like. But I would also just recommend getting support. You know, some of the biggest things are just having the right information and having support from somebody who's been doing it for a long time. So whether it's Lissa, myself, or Jesse Bogdanovich, or any number of coaches, Fruity Lou or Karen Ramsey, or anyone who's offering coaching who's been in the scene for a long while, I'd recommend reaching out and getting some one-on-one support, or otherwise go through a course. Like I have a course called the Raw Vegan Lifestyle Success System that pulls in the whole holistic lifestyle with raw food, and it's Leo approved. He really recommends it, and he would tell you to check it out. But otherwise, like any support. And hopefully that helps a bit. The 80-10-10 diet, I'd also recommend just reading the 80-10-10 diet. That's a great place to start too.
Mm-hmm. Those are great. What you said.
I'm on like hyper mode now. Forgot to type in the rye dye, the tie dye, the type dye. You want to do you want?
Yeah.
I love this. I love this username, Twin Flame Divine Union. I love that one. If tolerated straight, spinach juice heals digestion. Source Norman Walker. It's very interesting. You'd want to watch out for those oxalates.
You inspire the beautiful and have a stunning body. Thank you.
Wow, I hope you're talking. Thank you. Oh,
I mean, come on. We're all from prairies, so we know what it's like to be the only raw vegans, right? I know.
yeah. Yeah. Amen to that. Oh.
What do you think about drinking?
Do you want to hit that? No, I wouldn't recommend it.
No,
if I was doing 40 days of juice, I'd be definitely including a lot of green juices. I personally wouldn't recommend straight fruit juices, maybe except for ones that have some fiber, like orange juice and stuff like that. Not saying like, oh my God, it's the devil, but I wouldn't recommend that over whole fruit. Like watermelon juice, for example, I'd way rather blend it with the fiber intact than strain out the fiber. Fear of fiber is, it's yeah. I won't even say it out loud. It's
fiber is the best. I personally won't be juice fasting, but that's just me.
yeah. No, I'd rather fruit fast or whole food fast or smoothie fast, and maybe I'll try a couple days or a week here on some really good quality green juices sometime. But fruit juice straight by itself, it's not easier on the system. It might be faster absorbing, but it's not easier on the system.
Yeah, I consider it kind of like a processed food because you're taking the fiber. Yeah, but I honestly like are wanting to get into a raw diet, just get into a raw diet. Like there's no need for a jump start or anything like that. Start raw and create that solid foundation. And a lot of people, when they get that solid foundation, like I don't even need to do one of those, right? It's not even necessary.
Lifestyle over protocol. Oh wow, we got a big one. Talk about stretching. I originally went vegetarian and then vegan for my love of animals, not wanting to eat them, and then went raw vegan on my own before I had even known it was a diet. My question is, I have 2 giant breed dogs and 2 cats which are dedicated carnivores, and dogs have to eat a lot of meat, and the one thing I still feel guilty about is the baby lamb and beef in my freezer for the dogs. You guys have any thoughts on that? How do you feel about doing it? Do you want to go for that, or do you want me to first?
Well, yeah, we both have cats. We have Black Panther little ones, and Chris and Camilla have their 2 sweet ones. But because I personally feel I'm vegan for me, because that's my specific diet, the way I believe. And they are omnivores, so they can't help it, and they would be eating that wild anyway. So as much as I don't like it, they are in our care and part of, I think that if it was like to the point where it was really that difficult, then finding a suitable, loving home for them might help. But if you want to keep the animals, then I don't know. I feel it's just their species-specific diet, and I want to feed them what works best for their bodies.
Yeah, especially cats. I mean, they are obligate carnivores, whereas dogs are actually
they're omnivorous.
They're omnivorous, and there are really good quality vegan or vegetarian dog foods that have been proven like decades to work. It's a controversial subject, but there's definitely a long-term results from people doing that. So that could be an option. I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't do at all. You got to make your own decisions, but that is an option. There is even vegan cat foods that have decades of working, but you have to be very careful. You have to measure their urine pH and stuff like that. So it depends how hands-on you want to be with your animals, right? Myself, honestly, I have zero qualms. Like it's just, I understand some people do. I don't. Again, they're obligate carnivores. I absolutely love them. We get them decent kibble, but we don't buy them fresh meat. And, likely the foods that they're getting are probably byproducts of other stuff. So it's not, killed for them. It's actually byproducts, which I guess is my self-justification in some way. But, yeah, it's not something I'm worried about. And I'd say if it is for you, then either look at how you can make it better, or consider, if it's worth it for you, right? And that's up to each individual.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. 100%.
Somebody's asking what could be a substitute for corn in the pizza crust recipes. I will let you know there is actually 8 different crust recipes, and only 3 of the 8 utilize corn. So in the book, you'll see a bunch more, and I'm not going to tell you more because it's my baby. It took me over 5 years to develop, and it's a ridiculous deal right now. If you get it, then you can check it out, and you have all the recipes, the exact amounts to make them perfect.
Mm-hmm. And for cashews, you can just use any other nut. Macadamia or sun seeds are even a great alternative. Just use other nuts. There's tons.
Yeah. Cashews and mac nuts, they stay the whitest when you dehydrate them because their fat content and probably something else that I'm not knowing about. But if you put the like I use hemp often and I put it on after, otherwise it does get kind of brown. But
yeah, totally.
I think we could go on forever. I'm just going to look past to see. Oh, no, okay, we only have a couple more. So I think we're going to have to cut off questions here. But do you want to go back and forth?
Sure. You do this one with the amino acids.
Okay, where are we on that one? Oh, will you get the one before that, though? What's your most delicious raw food for you?
Oh, okay, cool. The most delicious raw food for me would be everything. It depends if you're talking about single food or if you're talking about recipe, because there's a difference there. It's hard to choose just one.
Yeah.
And every day it's going to change because every day I have a favorite or a different thing that I want. But I would have to say right now, if I had to pick my absolute favorite or what I want right now, would be a sugarloaf pineapple from Hawaii.
Oh, God, yeah. Those are good.
But it will change tomorrow.
It changes every season or every time you get a new one that is amazing. Like if I really had to say most often, I might say like mango or cherimoya or durian or jackfruit or tomato, or but they're good.
Too many.
Oh, the essential amino acids. How do you get all the essential amino acids on a raw food diet? I almost black out when standing up after 2 weeks raw. Really it's not too hard. A random mix of fruits will yield all the essential amino acids you require. Almost all plant foods contain the essential amino acids. All greens definitely do. And a mix of fruits does. So as long as you're eating enough calories from fruits and greens and have some form of fitness, so you're actually creating demand to get enough calories to be optimally nourished, then it's automatic. It really is automatic. You got to be either really, really selective in what you're eating and not eating any greens and not exercising to really undereat. It's harder to not get it than to get it. And blacking out, there could be a few different things there, but the absolute most common reason why someone would feel like that is because they're under-carbed or just under-caloried, not getting enough. And 2 weeks is usually that breaking point where if you've been under-eating, you either start to feel faint and you jump off the diet and get something dense and cooked, or fatty, or you up the game and you eat more calories, you get in more. So that's the main one. The other one could be if you have actual blood sugar issues. If you're a diabetic or pre-diabetic and you didn't know it for some reason, that could be a reason. But otherwise, I'd say like upping the calories and moving slow if you feel like that. If you're feeling a little lightheaded, we'll drink some water, move slow, and then get food. But most people drastically undereat, and 2 weeks really is that point where usually the rubber meets the road, and it's like either you're getting enough or you're not, and you deviate.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I would say the number one reason why people can't sustain a raw diet is undereating. They dramatically underestimate the amount of food that they need on a raw diet because they're so used to the calorie density and the small portions and all of that from growing up eating whatever, that when you move over to raw, it's like we have to eat like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times more food to get the same amount of calories that we would before. So I know so many people I'll coach and they'll have like 800 to 900 calories in a day, and they're like, I'm so full though. It's because of the water fiber, but it's like you have to eat more, otherwise at that 2 week mark.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it really takes like in the beginning, choosing those foods that are a little more calorie dense and a little lower, or and just you can get more calories in a certain amount of room, and so you're not like, you know, in the beginning you might not be eating 3-pound salads because that takes up a lot of room, right? But you need to get those calories in. Unless the 3-pound salad has a lot of date sauce on it, you know, then it's easy.
It's like easy. Eating raw food eliminates cellulite. It can when combined with exercise and lots of hydration. Lots and lots and lots of hydration. So yeah, the raw food helps, but certainly adding more hydration and exercise as well. And massage and all that other stuff helps too. So yeah. Easy.
Twin Flame, more about your pup. You know, I mean, that's awesome. You're finding solutions that work best for you, and I appreciate that it's a challenging situation. And I only wish you the best to find peace in it. And if you can't, then, you know, pass them to someone else who feels better about it, I guess, right? But I mean, obviously you really love them and want to be with them, so it's good you're doing the best you can.
Yeah, exactly. We do the best we can for our babies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for all your advices. I follow your account since I start to have a raw vegan diet to heal eczema issues. It's magic now. The skin is perfect. Mental too, because it's from France. Mwah!
That's so awesome. That's super awesome. Okay, I thought most of the crusts are made out of corn in the book. Yeah, no, less than half. And even actually only one is made, actually no, I guess 2 are primarily corn. The other ones have corn just as an ingredient in it. And the rest are different. So, hello guys, I started now. I'm looking for more information about raw food. You can rewatch this. We went over a lot of stuff, so we're almost wrapping up. But you can rewatch it, and otherwise, I'd recommend reading the 80-10-10 diet. I think that's like the best crash course into a high raw, or rather raw, fruit-based lifestyle with like really good, well-rounded tips and info.
Mm-hmm. They want us to do more lives together, Chris.
Well, maybe we'll have to do that, hey? Yeah,
right.
Maybe we'll have to do that.
Schedule something.
World peace, love, absolutely. Peace, love, seasonal fruit, Israel, France, the rest of the world, everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Kale. My duckweed has all the 9 aminos. Yeah, all greens do. They're rich. Duckweed is nullified. Yeah, it's a good one. And also duckweed. Is that the one that has B12?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's super cool. The first vegan official B12. Recently found I have IBS. What should I eat? I get bloated and sick, in pain from everything I try. Definitely would be more of a one kind of a question, because we need to know what your past is, currently eating, what, like, there's so much that comes into play with that. But like Chris said, start slow with what you're able to eat, and then slow time add more other stuff in. But yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't really diagnose or really give strong recommendations with so little information. It's irresponsible, you know. So, I mean, generalities that we've shared, you know, but otherwise, you really got to go one-on-one. In some cases, do things like stool tests and, you know, blood work, and work with a professional in that specific field. Yeah,
exactly. It's easier to get answers that way than just on the internet. Like, we just need general, but yeah. I like the stressing exercise to maintain optimal hunger. Studying and lack of exercise has me think that this is a very good reminder for me. You're welcome. Yeah, we need to move, and it makes us hungrier when we move.
Chris,
what is raw?
180.
It's actually 180 Fahrenheit. 180.
Yeah, and that's just the temperature where it's like you get some enzymatic degradation, you know. So, and you know, it's funny, like with the Excalibur Dehydrator, you set it at 118. It's going to fluctuate, like I think it's like 5 or 10 degrees almost. So it's like, you know, some people would prefer to set it down at like 110, so it never reaches the 118. You know, like I'll jam it up to 130 and then put it down to 118 myself. But I'm a raw badass. I'm raw badass.
Rebel Chris.
People are going to jump on me now. He's not really raw.
I know, right?
Blue and gray.
Hey, yeah,
Each of
Lake,
them.
not even an oops. Sorry. Klamath Lake isn't even an hour away from here, which is super cool.
What is that? Oh, cool.
Klamath, yeah, for the algae.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been down with the E3 Live. Not saying that I think it's bad. I never enjoyed it. And for me, like, one of the main precepts I have is if I don't enjoy it, like if I taste it by itself 2 or 3 times and I don't like feel pulled towards it, then it's not really important for me.
Yeah, totally.
And that's just how, I mean, I know some people who love the E3 Live. It's just never been my thing.
Yeah, we have the E3 Live, the blue magic, because it makes things blue.
Yeah.
Just for the color.
Blue is pretty amazing.
What is an average menu for both of you in a day? Well, really
Oh
quick.
my God, it's still going. It's still. I thought we were.
Oh my God. Okay, really quick. I do fruit in the morning, fruit for snacks, a salad for lunch, and a salad for dinner or pizza or chili or something. That's me.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, if it's 2 meals a day, it's like banana or banana green smoothie for lunch, and then at dinner, giant curry is most consistent. And if it's 3 meals, then it's like something juicy for breakfast. Lately, it's been orange juice. Soon it'll be melons, and then something dense, whether it's bananas or mangoes or grape, mango, or banana, whatever. Some kind of a dense smoothie for lunch, and then the same thing, just like a salad or a curry, chili, whatever, noodles for dinner. Pretty simple.
Nice.
What is a raw vegan diet? Please read my comments. We've been trying to read all the comments for sure. What is a raw vegan diet? A diet that is comprised of 80% or more of your total calories coming from fresh, ripe, raw, organic, hopefully organic, or just plant foods, right? That are not heated over 118 on average is the most average consensus. And yeah, that's it. Like, just based around raw foods. And in that, it can be flexible. Some people would be like, oh, if it's not just a whole raw food, then it's not. But really, like smoothies, juices, frozen still is considered raw, dehydrated, stuff like that. But the basis being fresh, ripe, raw plant foods.
Yeah. Well said, Chris. Well said.
Like I've said this before.
How do you massage kale? I feel that oil works best, but it deserves 80-10-10. I actually just rub it in my hands really good, and that's good. It works just fine.
Chemical cooking, just squeeze some lemon lime on it and then just massage it, do the kitty knead, just knead it and squish it. That works good.
Or if you did like something with like a teaspoon of tahini and mix that with lemon juice, that would help too, because then it's low fat, but you still get a little bit of that oil. That's not a lot. So
just the plants, man. Such a pleasure. I love you. Been vegan for 2 years and lactose intolerant. Kudos. The vast majority of the population is lactose intolerant after childhood. We have no need to suck on the titties of other animals, so it's good. Oh wow, yeah, you got past there. I have bloods done. That's good. B12 makes my heart beat fast. We'll both at Woodstock this year. I'm hoping to make it, but time will tell. I'm in Sweden, and with flights and all that stuff, and different states having different things, and blah blah blah. I'm just taking it day by day, and we'll see as we get closer if I can make it. But
you know what Doug Graham's going to be at Woodstock this year.
No way. That'd be awesome. I hope so.
Grant told me. Super cool. Black garlic. I love black
I'm going to reach
garlic.
out to him on that. That's awesome. I love Doug. I hope that I hope he goes. It's been too long without him. And
yeah, exactly. Really tie-dye in the house?
Yes. You have children? No.
No. Nate has 2 boys, so they're my stepkids, but
Protein powder, okay. I would say no, not necessary whatsoever. In my honest opinion, waste of money.
Yeah.
That's the short answer. I'm being shorter and more just like, bah.
I would do sprouts instead of protein powder.
Absolutely. Or just sprouts or greens, or, if you really want to, spirulina, it's 50% protein. So, but the thought that we need more protein than we can't, or that we can't get enough from Whole Foods is just, is not true. You know, we can easily get enough from whole foods as long as we're eating enough calories. The only reason you're going to get into trouble with protein is if you're eating a lot of your calories from oil or from sugar, you know? So
We're just trying to get through these here. Oh, we're almost
did not want to
done.
embarrass you with the question about the BFF, but you guys are really amazing. I don't even know what the question about the BFF was. Did I miss that somehow?
I think so. We tried. There's so many. Oh my gosh. Lissa,
Oh, is that best fruit?
Oh, maybe. Oh, best fruit, yeah. Lissa, your take on gut bacteria and fiber was a game changer for me. And Chris, your pizza, oh my lambs. So awesome, you both. Oh, thank you so much. I'm Brazilian, but I'm living in Canada. Yay, high five, Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
For 7 months. Congratulations. Awesome.
That's awesome.
You're welcome to my home in Israel. Will you be my chef?
I need a double of me to be my own chef first, I think.
I know, right? Totally.
I just make the same thing every day because I'm too lazy to make stuff unless it's for a book or for someone else.
That's awesome. I know once you get hooked on one thing and it's easy, it's just like, well, whatever.
Yeah, I just go for it until all of a sudden my body's like, nope, time for something different. Then I switch it up. 20 days ago, kudos, happy Brewster. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Oh, we got sprouts are amazing, special luncheon sprouts, and that. There we go. We're again. I'm sorry, we will not see any more comments. Oh God, okay, I saw it. I heard that a few B12 comments. Thoughts. Yeah, B12 is a good one to take, or to at the very least get yourself checked out with a homocysteine and a UMMA or a MMA test. UMMA is just urinary methylmalonic acid, or MMA is methylmalonic acid, a blood test, and correlate that with homocysteine to see if you're low, and if you are, sublingual spray or pills under the tongue are generally the best, and if you're really low, then injectable. And most people would be better off to take it realistically, but you know, if you test and you're good, then just monitor it over the few years, because it can take 5 to 7 years to really bottom out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You have anything on that fun one?
We love you. Your ginger belief. Northern Dasher's having ginger belief tonight. That's a good one.
That one looks so awesome.
Oh man.
I got to try that one because when I was little, and we used to always get ginger beef, like from the Vietnamese place, I think, and it was one of our favorites. But I haven't had it since I was a young teenager. So.
Oh, bro, you are going to love it. It is so good. Definitely worth it. I need to send you the recipe so you can make it.
I might have it. Which book is it in?
It's in Meal Plan 2. Actually, you might. It might have been in the last bundle. Like last.
I'll have to double check.
If you don't have it, I will send it to you.
Oh. The first of being business partners.
Thoughts on raw chocolate? Kind of makes my heart palpitation. I'll still have raw chocolate here and there sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not sensitive to it at all unless I eat at least a pound. I've eaten a pound once, and it messed me up. But if I just have a little bit, then I don't have any issues. I don't give it mystical, magical properties. It's a stimulant and does raise havoc for some people. But yeah, I don't condemn nor celebrate it as like the ultimate food everyone has to have.
Exactly. It's just another thing that people. But 10 minutes.
Lissa, 10 minutes. It's been awesome. It's always awesome when we talk. Is Nate still there?
I think he's in the garage. He bought a new bike, a new mountain bike.
Whoa, nice.
He's upstairs.
Oh, there we go. Well, Jeff, this was actually an interview with you the whole time. So do you have any closing thoughts or comments?
You're awesome. My closing and comments would choose compassionate foods and to put yourself first, because if you don't put yourself first and you're running on an empty cup, you can't help others and you can't be a voice for the animals. So feed yourself properly.
I feel that.
Bundle. Get the bundle.
Get the bundle in either of our thingers. Wear more tie-dye. And that's it. That's legit.
Legit. All right.
Well, It's been such a pleasure, Miss Lissa. Thanks so much for making the time and for being on the Raw Advantage Live with me and everyone here today.
Until next time, we'll have to make a show or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. You guys let us know in the comments below what you thought of this and if you have any requests for the future. And we hope you guys all really, really enjoy the bundle and your weekend coming up. This is it though. This weekend, this is it. Sunday is the last day. So if you're on the fence or, if you're trying to just get more vegan food, more raw food, more fitness in your life, just check it out, even if you don't think you're going to get it, because by the time you check it out, you'll probably decide you should get it because it's ridiculous. And I almost never use the word should, but so you're going to want it. You're going to like it if you check it out.
Yep. Oh, awesome.
I'll have an awesome coaching call, Lissa. Much love to you and Nate. And I'll pass yours preemptively on to Camilla. And we'll see you in cyberspace.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Until next time. Until next time.
Eat fit and have fun.
Root on.
Bye-bye.
Be sure to check out the plant-based bundle. I hope you enjoyed our chat.
Ooh, don't forget to check out my raw recipes playlist in the top left, the video just for you in the top right, subscribe for more videos in the bottom right, and get your 3 free ebooks in the bottom left. Grab your free raw recipe app, available on iPhone and Android with over 100 free raw recipes, common fruit and vegetable calorie breakdown, frickin' raw and food combining chart, shopping cart function, and so much more.